I was just looking about the Muslim Caliphate right before you came on here. What is the Muslim Caliphate? Because I just was speaking about that, and then the Muslims got really angry.
Why did the Muslims get angry?
Because I said that I don't think that like America should be a Muslim country.
Oh, okay.
I think,
So
or they said that I misrepresented, or I said that it was wrong. But basically, I'll just explain. I was doing the 1 Minute podcast where I interview people in the New York
that
train.
was so good. I saw.
You like those?
It should
yeah,
be.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It should be Muslim country.
It'd be dope if you could show up for one of them. I tried to get Lucas, but like the cops came, so
He told me, he was saying in the group, like, I was just about to
You guys
turn
have
up.
a group?
Yeah.
Why am I not in the group?
You're too popular. You're too famous.
Oh, okay, I guess so. And yeah, so there's some people that came on the 1 Minute podcast, and they were telling me about the Caliphate. And so basically, so is that like Sharia law for the whole world? So the Caliphate is like the most Islamic leadership after the Prophet ﷺ died. There was it's basically who's carrying the message of Islam forward, and does the Caliphate mean like you want to spread it worldwide?
Yeah, look, so Islamic Caliphate obviously started immediately after the Prophet, peace be upon him. So then you had Abu Bakr, Uthman, Ali, Umar and Ali. So Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali, who became the leaders and so on and so forth. And so there is this
It's the
idea.
Sunni belief.
That is the Sunni belief.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
according to the Shias, they believe Imam Ali should have been first, right? But anyway, and even within Sunni, we've got a certain position within that. So, like, for example, Sheikh Abu Mansur al-Maturidi says it should be Imam Ali as well. But anyway, that's a by the by. Who should be first or not? It's not a big issue for me. But in the situation, what it is like whenever there's a Muslim rule, just look. Nick wants a Christian country, right?
Yeah.
So in his Christian country, Nick would be like basically the Caliph, wouldn't he? He'd be the one in charge. It's the person who's the ruler, right?
Okay, so who's the current caliph?
There isn't, because what happened was the Ottoman Empire was the last,
Ottoman
The last
Empire,
one,
yes.
yeah.
and then the Saudis and Salafis made an alliance and destroyed the Caliphate. So that's literally what happened. So that was the very last one.
Wait, so the Saudis are predominantly Salafi?
That was bad thing, bro, in Muslim history, bro. Islamic history.
They were.
Why were they beef in the Hanafas are separate? Oh, Hanafi, I was praying in the UK.
Yeah.
And we were at this event. So I think you know some of these brothers. Do you know Dili Hussein?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, anyway, he was hosting an
They're
event.
major proponents of like so you know these people, they're major like, okay, I might get cancelled here, but it's fine, right? They're major proponents of what you're saying about creating Khilafah in the
Okay.
West. But then now, because they don't want to get in trouble, they like pretend that they don't believe in it. Do you get it?
Okay.
All these people fake their views because they're too scared to like say that
right,
they're
to go
reality of what
hardcore,
they believe.
yeah.
Whereas me, I don't hide my views. Like, I didn't want to talk about numerology, but
Right,
when I
right.
get asked, I was forced.
I know you're an
can't-
honest
yeah.
person. I
Yeah,
respect that.
yeah.
So anyway, I'm at this event, and then there's a masjid upstairs, and we were praying to her before we ate. It was during I don't remember what prayer it was. Anyway, and there was a Hanafi right there, and there was this conversation, and I'm new, like I guess I'm Salafi.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, can Hanafi pray next to a Salafi?"
This is-
And I was like, "What the?" I've never had that conversation in the U.S. Like no one ever talks about that. They were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
trying to figure out how many rakat to do or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then we ended up all praying together, but just that conversation was the first time I heard that. So the Ottoman Empire is Hanafi,
It was a Hanafi.
and the Saudi Empire was.
Well,
Not
there
an
was
empire?
no, there weren't an empire at that point. So,
So
what
who was
happened was, there was no empire. But what happened was, so the Saud family, who was, remember, they're still the leadership now. So they were like highway robbers. So like anyone could go by, they basically rob them. And so they made an allegiance. So they were the political class. They made an allegiance with the religious class, which is Abdul Wahab, right? Which is basically the modern father of Salafism. Although it's not, like, I'm not going to say when he started there, but some people say, but I know it came before that as well. So they made an alliance and said, look, you're going to be in charge of like the religious aspect, and we're going to be in charge of the rulership aspect. And so they basically got together, and then they were literally like, oh, the Ottoman Empire, disbelievers, and we're going to
Why were the Ottoman Empire disbelievers?
Again, some extremist position, isn't it? Like, this is the problem when one of the things you'll find, unfortunately, amongst some minority of Muslims is, and it's not all Salafis, by the way, some minority of Muslims is they have this propensity to like excommunicate people from Islam and be like, oh, they're a disbeliever. Because, well, part of the reason they've got to say it is within our Islamic text, there's a rule that you can't go against the leadership. Because if you do,
Right.
the argument is it causes more mayhem and destruction. Syria as an example.
And that's the Faris al-Hamadi position, the Madhali position.
yeah, well, it's actually the consensus Sunni position.
Oh, don't
Right.
go against the rulers.
Don't go against the rulers.
Okay.
Because in the sense of not going against rulers, but it means don't cause a rebellion against the rulers. You can say that, oh, look, I disagree with what you're saying, but then one of the arguments is that the situation where you can go against a ruler is if they committed acts of disbelief. So they'd be like, oh, these guys have committed acts of disbelief, now we can go against them. So it was kind of like a false pretense for overthrowing them.
Okay. And that's when the Caliphate stopped.
Yeah.
So, but why did the Saudis do that?
Again, because of ideological reasons, because
Okay.
they wanted to be the representatives of. So even now, the argument is they're in charge of the two holy mosques, and really
The Saudis.
Yeah.
Al-Aqsa and
Makkah, Medina.
okay.
But with Al-Aqsa as the holiest
It's third.
site. And so the argument is the reason why. Anyway.
Oh wow! I understood.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I love Saudi Arabia.
I do as well.
really do. I really
like
do.
your boy Gary was saying, like they don't like me. Like I'm like in the sense of the princes aren't.
I didn't understand that, but what is said? I don't know. Please comment. I need to know about that things, bro. Why is SNEAKO shocked about that? Or about Al-Aqsa and Saudi? What's the relationship between these two things, Saudi and Al-Aqsa? Okay.
Happy with what I've got to say. So guys, like listen.
Wow.
We ain't got no hate against you guys.
You don't have to say it, but I understand.
Don't Khashoggi me, please.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe in that at all. Like that's a ridiculous claim.
So in terms of Khilafat, right, the vast majority of Muslims do not believe that you need to put a Muslim rulership in the West, right? Although some of these people you mentioned, they really do believe it. For me, they cause a lot of problems within Islam. So as an example, the world was with Palestine. And then, you saw the protests in Germany, they went viral. A lot of these right-wing accounts were talking about them, where there was like these guys who were like, we want Sharia law in Germany. And why would you do that when the whole world is like literally going pro-Islam?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like people in public, if you even believe that there should be a caliphate, it's actually again like being public about it makes it harder to establish that. If you want Sharia law, saying like, oh, like going really public about it is only going to turn people away from it. The way to do it, the most effective form of dawah is just showing the good parts about it, brotherhood, stuff like that.
Oh, 100%. But look, in terms of Sharia law, like almost nobody wants it in the West. Let's be clear, because look, these are Western countries. This is a fake thing that Islamophobes say in order to demonize Muslims.
I see Loomer says that all the time. Like these Islamists want Sharia law. Like that's not. Well, I don't know if they seem like they disagree with me, but I think like I'm okay existing as a Muslim in a Christian country. Like I don't want to. I'm okay if not everybody becomes Muslim. I don't feel the need to impose. Like maybe in a majority, predominantly Muslim country, that makes sense. But to change the whole
even
world,
then, like look with me again. This is gonna get a lot of hate, but look, would I want to live in a country that is ruled by Sharia law? It's not as simple as that, because what's Sharia law? Because there's not one Sharia law.
Okay.
So, for example, the Hanafi school has its own Sharia law.
The Salafi is different.
Salafis don't really have it, so they'll have to create one, right? Because they're not someone who've established an in-depth legal system, right? But the Maliki school has their own Sharia law. The Shafi school has their own Sharia law. The Hanbali school, to a lesser extent, has their own Sharia law. And then Salafis, less developed, but some of their ideas are like very extreme. So if you ask me, would I want to live in a Sharia law country which is based on Salafi rules? No, right?
Oh yeah, because you're against Salafi.
No, because listen, you'd be in trouble. Like I've seen some of your pictures where you're showing your knees. Like, listen, it'd be like death penalty. Not jokes, it won't be death penalty, but it'd be a harsh treatment.
Okay, I just texted Josh, shake his mind. It seems like he's busy right now, but we could set it up for the future.
No problem.
Or maybe before.
No problem. Look, at the end of the day, let me be clear. Like, the reason why I was like, yeah, I'll do it is because he was like, being a bit like, I saw that video they sent me when you were in like having the food thing.
Yeah.
And he was like Muslim, right? And remember, he was crying when I was comparing his ideology to Christian. So I got annoyed, and then I was like, yeah, I will smash you if you believe God's a person. But in reality, look, I don't like debating Muslims or Christians. I think are like the bigger problem. And the Islamophobes, look, you see it now. You mentioned Laura Loomer. Like today again, like I smashed her on a couple of points. She brought me up again. Smashed her, no response. She's so scared of me. She has this idea. Remember when she attacked you? And she was like, oh, SNEAKO, you didn't tag me. Look at me. I always tag people when I attack them. But now, whenever she attacks me, she doesn't tag me.
I don't even know, like, I hear people talk. I don't really care about what she says.
You don't, but then, she is a bit influential. So I do care about what people say when they're influential. So look, she is involved in the Trump campaign. I know you're a major Trump fan, so
yeah, I'm a major Trump fan.
I saw your video yesterday. You were talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so stupid to not be like.
Why? Why is it stupid not to be? Please do explain.
Because in his tenure, there were the least amount of wars. I don't think any president he didn't wage any new wars. It was a peaceful time. He did a great job geopolitically. He was shaking hands with a lot of foreign leaders that presidents have not been able to. The taxes were lower. We were making good money. He brought back a lot of conservative values. He changed the culture war narrative, and overall, like I think he's the best alternative. And who's even close?
I mean, let's break it down. So let's take like one thing at a time, right? So, like for example, do you think he made lives of Muslims and maybe to a lesser extent minorities better in the US while he was in charge?
Those are two different things. Muslims and minorities.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But some of his rhetoric is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I guess like the travel ban was.
I'm not talking about the travel ban because I get some of the logic behind why he was trying to do that, right? Because again, it wasn't just Muslim countries, and he was trying to like whatever it is. Like, even though I don't fully agree with it, but then I don't fully disagree with it. I get the logic behind it. I'm talking about like, for example, there's a video. For example, one of the videos that you played on your stream, right? And some of us posted on Twitter where he's like, Islam is the problem. They don't like. It was something I'm paraphrasing now. Like, Islam is the problem. They don't like us. You know, there's a problem, and it's not. And he's trying to say it's the vast majority of them. Right?
Yeah, I disagree with that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these things. I think Donald Trump says that. I think I watched that video. I listened that things. I think yeah, Trump said these things. Islam is the problem.
So now, but then, what kind of rhetoric does that have in? So I can tell you, like, from experience, because I have a lot of conversation with these conservatives and a lot of debate with them, they do think of Islam the way Donald Trump relays it.
Yeah.
So
it's
now,
like the baseline American conservative belief towards Islam. It's been like that's what white dudes think about Islam.
Yeah. So I mean, so first of all, I don't think their lives were much better under Trump.
Sure.
In terms of economy was okay at that time, but then a lot of the policies he put in place had cascading effects, isn't it? And so you saw that.
Okay. SNEAKO learned a lot of things about Caliphate and Sharia law and Sunni Salafi. I don't know. Those things are very complicated for me because you know you have to choose one path. But that is Islam, and I'm Muslim. I wanna get right thing. I want to get right thing for my life, and I don't wanna believe in those sects, Hanafi, Salafi, Wahhabi, and many of these things. So I don't know, but I wanna be a best Muslim. Forget about those things. Just research and what is the authentic things you have to do in your life, and what is the authentic hadith, authentic Quranic verse you have to you know you have to apply on your life. You need to get those uh, things, authentic things, and apply on your life, and that's it. We should research on it, and we have to do some more. I think life is about two pretty simple thing. Just get knowledge of Islam and this dunya, and earn money, and yeah, work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's it. That's the life of Muslim. Don't work for anything, just for Allah. It will be the best for us.